Whereas it's not soft. I think beeswax is the best, but
It's the bee's knees.
I think it's just too expensive.
Bees have knees?
Yeah.
Of course they do.
Sorry?
Of course they do. No?
Of course they do, you idiot.
Be confident.
I'm going to look it up.
Probably have some whack kind of joint that makes no sense.
Yeah, probably.
Backwards one. They go the other way, like birds.
But like,
And birds have a knee that goes bends the other way.
Yeah, I think they do.
do they have like knees or do they have elbows? Like, are they
Do
arms
bees
or are they
have knees?
Are they
Yeah,
legs?
it's kind of like an elbow, I suppose.
Yeah.
isn't it? Or a bird.
Bees do have a femur and a tibia, but do they have a kneecap like ours? Rather than a jumble of tendons, ligaments, and a kneecap, bees have a simple ball and socket joint between their leg segments.
Wouldn't that be just
Yeah.
easier? Nice little ball socket.
Yeah.
Makes more sense than a.
All the weird stuff we have. Yeah, but we're like walking around. They're like flying around.
Stinging people.
If we could fly, I'm sure my knees would be a lot less important to me.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Chipmunks Podcast. You always laugh at my intros.
I don't know. I can't take it seriously.
I've got to
It's
do it
just
differently.
It's such a key change from the conversation before. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it
Are you
is.
just chatting and then
Yeah.
it's like, whoa.
We've talked about breakfast
Yep.
and teaching scenarios.
Don't tell them too much. I'll get jealous.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
We're missing out on.
Welcome, Brad.
Welcome, Joel.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Post week away.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yep.
I actually feeling the best I reckon I've felt after a week away in a while in terms
Oh,
of
wow, that's good.
in terms of runoff and normally just being a shell of a human being by the end of week away.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
Still not fully better,
Yeah.
which is very annoying. But let us welcome our guest, Stephen.
Stephen. Wow. That's formal.
Stefano.
Mm-hmm.
Were you originally called Stefano, or was it just Stephen?
No, I think it's just my dad.
He called you
Yeah.
Stefano?
A little. Yeah.
I like Stefano. Or more popularly known as Sidey. Welcome.
Mm.
Yeah.
This has been a long time in the making.
Mm.
We're very glad for you to come on.
Mhm.
As we said, you're a teacher and you've got another week off.
I do.
What are you planning to do while you've got another week off?
I need to create a trial HSC paper.
Oh.
And mark a Year 12 assessment task.
Will that take long?
Which one?
Oh, either.
Yes.
For
The
both.
marking does, because I'm
Yeah.
a TAS teacher, not an English teacher, but it's a massive research report.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
TAS stands for...
Technological and Applied Studies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is
you
that
have-
the same as D&T?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of. Okay.
It's D&T is a specific subject, but
Okay.
sometimes some schools call it D&T instead of TAS, and
Okay.
even our school flips between Year 7 and doing D&T and TAS. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it kind of
Interchangeable.
yeah. But there is a subject called Design and Technology in Year.
Oh
11
yeah,
and
I
12.
did that. In Year 11, I think.
You did it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Because you wanted to make a guitar.
No, I don't remember. I did woodwork in Year 11 as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I
What did you
enjoyed
make?
it. I don't remember. What
I
I
remember
made.
the first ever D&T project I had to make was just a serving tray.
Oh yeah. Me and my brother made like one step stool for like, I don't even know, Year 8 or Year 9 or something, and they get serious use still. Actually, the most useful
Still got
thing
'em.
ever. Yeah, it's just like a one step wooden stool, and it's the best. Like still floating around Mum and Dad's house, both of them, because they actually get used.
Are they the same design?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have to show you. We used
Yeah.
to do a step ladder, but they stopped doing it because I think it's as a 3-rung.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, this was.
They were
I-
not very
yeah.
occasionally structurally. I think we can't send these home because if someone stands on it, which they did.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
Right.
yeah, ours are still going strong. That would have been more than like 15 years ago or something. So
Wow.
yeah, it's good. I don't know in
That's
terms of like things that you made in tech and that. I don't think anything else has made it, but they did. So useful.
They used to call it D&T in my school, and then I used to get confused when people would say DT. I'm like, what's that? But it was the same thing.
Yeah, they just
But-
cut out the end.
Yeah. But then, like that included like textiles or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's
I don't think I ever finished a single project
Oh, really?
in textiles. I think I was too scared of the sewing machine.
Oh,
Because I'd heard stories of people putting the
but
needle through their
it happened
fingers and stuff.
multiple times
Yeah.
in our class, yeah.
I think I was just like, I'm too scared to use it.
Oh, I already knew how to use it. Grandma had showed me how to use one a while
Oh.
ago. She was, yeah, my grandma was like, you have to know how to knit, you have to know how to sew. I've forgotten all of it.
Oh, have you?
But that was what she would do when she had all the grandkids. Make us do stuff.
Right, sit down and
Gardening, sewing, knitting.
gardening makes sense.
Yeah, she was,
Sewing and knitting,
yeah.
I said that makes sense to a degree, but I can't do either of those things.
No. But anyway, yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, Sidey.
So you get called Stephen from the front of church occasionally, and people get confused because I feel like Sidey is more your brand.
It's more. Like, it's not just brand. It's just like who he is.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
For people who don't know what Sidey is a reference to, can you explain it?
Yeah, it's from Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
But in reference to your hair, is that right?
Yeah, I guess narrow face. Used to have big curly hair.
Yeah.
Fro like
It's a
hair.
bit shorter now,
Yeah.
isn't it?
It's not that you went to jail for trying to murder someone or anything. No.
That was Sideshow Bob, just to clarify.
But it was when The Simpsons was massive.
Yeah.
Early 90s.
I was going to say, when did that start? When did you start getting called that? Is it early 90s? Early mid 90s?
93, 94.
Yeah.
Christian Surfers days.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Is that where it came from?
Yeah.
Ah. I thought it was just people at Gummy Anglican calling you that, but it was
No,
from
it's
Christian
from Christian
Surfers.
Surfers.
I see. Yeah, right. Yeah, I've always ever known you, Sidey. I remember I just didn't even know what your real name was. Or we thought that was what your
it's
real name
still-
was.
No one uses Stephen at church.
How often do you get Stephen from Fee?
I don't think I do.
You just get Sidey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I think that's interesting. And I should say, like, Stefano, I like. That's a Stefano. I like it. Do you
I still get Sideshow from people.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
The long version.
So Sidey's got cut down at Gymea because Sideshow was too long for people at Gymea.
So if you've got a
But
long
the Christian Service people still
side
do run into people from those days.
Really?
Sideshow.
Like a Sideshow.
It's weird they didn't just go Bob.
Or even Sideshow. Yeah.
Bobby.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's shorter.
Yeah.
Sidey is cooler.
It is cooler.
I don't know when it got cut to Sidey. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably someone like Dave Keane or...
Oh, yeah, okay. Here's the first question. Ready? Are you ready?
Am I ready?
I just noticed I said ready.
Why is he ready? What about me?
Are you ready? How do you like to have your hot chips?
Hot chips.
Yeah.
I like chicken salt.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
That
We're back on the
sweet,
board.
artificial yellow stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Anything else in particular? Do you have any sauce?
No.
Somewhere?
No.
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 No sauce.
That'd be silly.
Unless there's no chicken salt.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
I can have plain salt, but...
That's it. Okay. Well, moving on then. Whoa. The next question is, how did you become a Christian?
How to become a Christian? Yeah, long story, I suppose. Growing up in Christian family, going to church all my life.
Which church we go to?
St. Phil's, Caringbah.
Okay.
So remember going there all the way through Sunday school,
Yeah.
right through to about 20.
Yeah.
But I was through going from Sunday school to youth. Yeah, I think I remember being in a youth Bible study. And my leaders had a few over the years, but there were two guys sort of particular that, sort of challenged me to take it on. I guess through Sunday school, you sort of just go along going, oh, yeah, cool stories.
Yeah, I know the answers kind of thing.
Let's play some games.
Yeah, or you just, do some colouring in.
Yeah.
Make something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember about 15, 16 years. It was a bit more personal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was about then. And confirmation and around that time.
So where did you grow up though? It was in that area?
Caringbah. Yeah.
Caringbah. I think. Oh yeah, we went to the same primary school, didn't we?
Barony Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
We've had this discussion before.
Probably.
Yeah, we actually went to, not at the same time.
No.
We should hasten to add. So that kind of area, Caringbah, Barony, that's where you grew up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But how Italian was your Italian family? How would you say?
Not very.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there was nothing particularly. I mean, we might have eaten more Italian meals a little bit more, but
Yeah.
not particularly.
So is
Italian,
both
small
your
family.
parents Italian or just
No,
your
only
dad?
my dad.
Yeah.
There was no other family out here.
Yeah.
Was he the first one in his
Yeah,
family?
he was
come?
his only child.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And he came over here by himself?
Yeah.
All right.
He met my mum and married and came out.
When did he, what was the reason, do you know, that he came out here?
He met my mum and they got married out here.
Oh, they met in Italy though?
Sort of travelling. He was working on ship, like engine room of passenger ships.
All right.
I think he met my mum when she was travelling to Europe.
Yep.
I don't think aeroplanes was the thing in those days. Maybe it was only for the...
Very uber
The
rich.
rich.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Must have been.
Oh, did they meet on a ship?
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. Because I remember seeing, like, you know, talk about like the 10-pound poms and all that came over from England. It was like 3 months on a ship to get out here.
Yeah. I don't actually know how long it took to go to Europe and back. I'm going to Europe for a week like we did.
I'm going to spend 2 months
I
on the
don't know.
boat and then stay there for a week.
Good question. I never asked about how long.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so then mum and dad got together.
Yeah, and they moved out. Actually, my older brother was born over there.
Oh.
So they must have gone back for a year or two.
Back to Italy.
Yeah.
What area of Italy did your family originate from?
Northwest coast. Sort of near Monte Carlo, Nice, sort of on that.
Yep, the Riviera.
Not far from...
I was just going to call it that.
I know it's on the coast on the way to France, so you can just keep
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
up north near Genoa. There's a big shipping port there.
Yeah. I've heard Genoa used to be like the city in Italy, like back in the...
I feel like it's an industrial place. But
Yeah. I think it was back because of the shipping, I think it was back, I'm talking about the 1600s and stuff like that. Like
Right.
that was the place to be, I believe.
Place to be.
Well, yeah, I suppose historically and even biblically, the sea towns are the big
Yeah.
Yeah.
The place to be.
major centres.
Well, it's kind of near Pisa. Close to.
It's not far from Milan. I don't know why Milan is big, but it's south of Milan, isn't it, or something?
Yeah. South of Milan towards the coast, like you're saying.
Okay.
Genoa.
And my Italian geography is so off. It's like I've been to Milan. Okay. It's right.
I don't even know that I have.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he's Genoa and then it goes Savona, a little bit along the coast, a bit more
Yeah.
northwest.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, on the coast, it's a lot like the coast here. It's
Yeah.
really similar.
Have you been there?
Yeah, only a couple, once with Fee,
Yeah.
mid-2000s,
Okay.
and then 98, can't be right, 88. And then as a kid, so it was only
Yeah.
3 times or something.
Yeah. Okay. So then you growing up, you got two brothers?
Yeah, I got a younger and an older.
Oh, you're in the middle. Right.
Yeah.
So you're going to Barony Bay, and then what high school did you go to?
I went to Trinity Grammar.
Did you? Oh, tell us about that. What's the experience? Interesting. We just had Anthony on the podcast when we were a week away, and he went to a private school as well. And I was trying to debate with Ethan. I couldn't remember his name. I was trying to debate with Ethan whether we'd had anyone else from like a full-on private school on before.
Yeah, Tim Ponder.
Tim Ponder.
There you go. Thanks for correcting me an episode later. Where did Tim go?
Scott.
Oh, Scott's. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think. There must be other people.
Yeah.
It depends if you count Dame Bank. We've had a lot of Dame Bank.
Yeah, okay. We have had quite a few Dame Bank. Especially if you count up all of these episodes.
Separate ones.
I thought it was someone from St Andrews, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, Ben Ford.
Ben Ford.
St Andrews.
You've been listening, Sidey.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, tell us about Trinity.
Trinity, yeah, I don't know. It seemed like Newington was the local, where local people went. I don't know. I'll put it back on you. Was a lot of people from your year go to Newington?
I think I only knew one person that went to Newington.
Oh, right. Okay.
I know, it's so long ago.
Yeah.
But
See, I felt like there was at least 3 or 4 going to Newington. So I was
Right.
like, oh, wow, everyone's going to Newington.
Yeah.
But
What would have the local high school would have been?
it depends where.
Woolware or
I would
Cronulla.
have been carrying
Or Caringbah.
Or Caringbah, yeah.
Or was Caringbah selective back then?
No,
Yeah.
It was just about to change.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I think I would have been one of the last years. I think maybe to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, went there. I think because my brother went there, and he went there because there were a bunch of other people at church who sent their kids there.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know otherwise why
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a travel there from...
Yeah, it is a trek.
Because where is it? It's...
Summer Hill.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
It takes a lot of time.
Like, I couldn't be bothered getting off the bus.
Too busy.
It was technically one suburb over. Yeah. So it's like a bus train situation. Or?
20 over an hour to get there.
Yep.
Train to the city, train out to Ashfield or Summer Hill, and then a bus.
Oh, jeez.
Or leg it to a kilometre or 2 to the school.
Sorry, I was just imagining a little Sidey legging it to the...
People leg it home, but not
Yeah.
to get to school.
Yeah. What did you... What is your enduring experience of being at Trinity? It's a different experience to, for example, like Braden and I had, where we just went to a local high school.
Yeah, but I don't really know what it was like for you guys. It just felt like normal school for me.
Yeah.
My only experience of public schools is primary or doing casual teaching, and I just feel like it's just stricter.
Is it?
That's all I feel like it was.
You have to wear a tie.
Yeah,
That sucks.
that's what I mean. You had to tie, socks had to be up. So those sort of little things were...
Yeah.
Mm.
Otherwise, I don't really think that much different. Like,
Yeah.
I just felt like the kids were just normal kids,
Mm.
more multicultural.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely more multicultural.
Mm.
Other than that, I just felt like, there's kids. You got your druggo kids. You've got your smart kids. You've got the same categories of, I would assume.
Okay. Do you think going there helped you with your faith? Because it's nominally, it's like...
It was
to
nominally
a Christian.
Anglican, I think.
Yeah, is it an Anglican?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So it was... Yeah, it was just like probably Fee said similar at Dame Bank. It was more just
It's just there.
you have a chapel and you
Yeah.
go to chapel and the dude's in robes and
Yeah.
it was never enticing for people to go, whoa.
Mm.
Yeah, it was more like we had to go to chapel and it was pretty traditional.
Yeah.
Just no obligation, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
How was it having because I'd assume school friends probably didn't live anywhere near
No.
where you lived. So did you have kind of two separate, was it like friends over here who live around Caringbah and then friends from school?
Yeah, that's a interesting one. I mean, going to Burraneer, I had all local friends.
Yeah.
And then going to Trinity, there was only 2 other people in the Shire
Yeah.
my year.
Yeah.
There's not many, yeah. And then a handful on the whole Illawarra line. So
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
yeah, very small group. And at school, I didn't really hang out with those guys. So I hung out with a bunch of people, from all over Sydney. Mostly, I never went to their houses. Outside of school, I didn't hang out with anyone.
Yeah.
I think I once went to a dude's house near Parramatta.
Yeah.
But that's a
Effort.
That's
a lot of
outside
effort.
school is a massive effort.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yep.
So did you just keep those Baronier friends, or did you have friends from church or
I had
anything?
none from Barony after that.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, it was church. That
Yeah.
was the only. Yeah, you're right. That was
Yeah.
the only consistent thing through, I guess, primary and high school.
Yeah.
Definitely high school.
So youth group and
Yes.
just
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was a few. I had a few mates, 2 guys from Shire Christian School,
I see.
Oh, okay.
and then I think they were all Shire. Anyway, there seemed to be. Now that I think about it, quite a few of them went to Shire Christian School, and are either a year older or
How much what's the
Younger.
age gap between you and your brothers?
3 years. My older brother is 3 years
Yeah.
older, and I've got a 4-year younger brother.
Okay, so it's pretty
In the
it's
middle.
not like they're right there, but
No,
not huge.
4 years is it's reasonable.
Yeah.
Hmm. Do you know what you wanted to do when you finished school?
No. No, that's one of those things you just finish and go, I'll finish, what am I going to do?
So you
Yeah.
did your HSC and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a plan, that's for sure. I remember getting to the end and going, I should just go to uni. I don't know why that was the default. I don't know if it was my parents.
Did your older brother go to uni?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And did a construction management.
Yeah.
So I don't know if my parents really forced me in that direction, but maybe it was don't know what else.
Yeah.
Go to uni. Maybe
Get
they
your piece of
encouraged it.
paper.
Yeah. I mean, it's unless you got a passion for a trade.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, I'll just go to uni,
Yeah.
delay the decision as long as you can.
What did your dad do? Did he?
He worked on the ships
Yeah.
in like the kind of engine room, boiler room,
Yeah.
and then he got a job out at the oil refinery.
Oh, yeah.
That's how we ended up in the Shire.
Yeah.
Oh, Cornell.
Yeah.
Mm.
At the power plant, which is a steam boiler that I think it just generates power for the oil refinery, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a power plant.
Yeah.
So made sure that it ran operator.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
So he worked there forever. But that's how we ended up in the Shire with
Yeah.
all the sticks.
Yeah.
I think that would have been the edge of the Sydney.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
No one knew where it was probably in those days.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what, had they grown up as Christians? How did they end up sending you to church?
I think my mum was the main Christian
Yeah.
through her family.
Yeah.
She must have gone to church all her life, I think.
Mm.
My dad would have been Roman Catholic,
Yeah.
probably nominal.
Yeah.
So I think it was more my mum.
Yeah. Yeah. And did they go
Singing
along on a
church.
Sunday, or they just sent you
Yeah,
guys along?
no, they were
Yeah.
there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, all the way. Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole time. Yeah, I remember getting to about 16. I remember hating going to Sunday school, and then you go and you have fun and come back. And it's just that. But then I remember when I get to youth, it was more like, no, I want to go. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was youth group like? Like, what did you do?
See, I remember it must have been really early 80s. I don't know about the carrying. I think I'll have to ask Stu. churches must have been massive. There was a
Yeah.
massive. I remember there being a massive youth, say my brother's age and older, so 4 or 5 years ahead of me. Caringbah was big, but I think there was big at Gymea. So I don't know what was going on that time in the churches, if that was when all the churches were massive. But I remember Caringbah had a big, and it looked exciting, and I was thinking, oh, can't wait to be in with those guys
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
in that group.
Mm.
But I felt like by the time I got to 16, 17, they weren't around. So it was kind of,
Yeah.
things got quiet.
Okay.
I think I was at the tail end of a big boom, kind of
Yeah.
youth boom in, I don't know if it was the Shire wide, but it was definitely at St Phil's.
Oh.
So what did we do?
Like, what would even the structure with the youth group
Yeah.
there? How did they
I
do
think it
it?
was just games and a talk, similar from when we used to run Salt at Gymea. It was similar,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
really similar games.
Did they break it up into years if they had that many people?
Yeah,
So just year
all
7.
boys and girls. Probably, I can't remember.
Okay.
There would have been multiple little breakouts. Yeah. I haven't thought about it too much actually. Yeah, it's probably exactly like Salt, but just small scale.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're finishing. Do you end up leading at youth group?
At St Phil's,
Yeah.
no.
No. Okay.
No, I remember. No, because you get to a similar thing. You get to 17, 18. There's nothing after that.
Yeah. It's just church.
Yeah,
Well, there's no kind of transitional kind of.
no.
yeah.
But they were sort of mucking. They were dabbling in a little bit of an older thing, and then I remember them trying to encourage some people to, hey, come and be a youth leader. For some reason, they were meeting at the Scout Hall. So I remember going to assisting or going for a little while at a Scout Hall for youth, and I don't know why, because they've got massive halls there. But it was only a very short, temporary thing.
Yeah. Okay. And what did you end up doing at uni? You went to uni. What did you end up doing?
I went to uni and did a material science degree,
Okay.
which is kind of like the engineering, but just the materials side of it.
Like steel? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Like, is that a yeah, okay.
Metals, polymers, ceramics. So you just
Oh.
do heaps of study in those sort of, which
Which
was
uni?
good. UTS,
Yeah.
What did you say it like that? Yeah.
University of Technology.
Because you went to Wollongong, didn't you? Yeah.
Yep. I had a lot of friends who went to
I
UTS.
don't even know if Wollongong was an option in that.
Oh, for that course.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear anyone talking about Wollongong. Maybe it was smaller.
Yeah.
Again, no one at Trinity would be talking about going to Wollongong.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
No way.
No, I don't think I just don't think the HSC was anything was a big deal like it is nowadays.
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing anything about until UAC applications going, oh, I have to put something, all right,
Material sciences.
yeah, I'll do this and this. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do this. Are you doing that? Okay.
Yeah, right.
I seriously didn't cross my mind until the last few months of year 12.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember any chat like it is nowadays where they talk years in advance of
Yep.
uni.
Yeah. Did you like doing that course? Like, you're glad you chose
Yeah,
it? Oh, good.
I did better than school. Yeah, it was.
Oh, better than school.
Yeah, because I did engineering science at school, which is the same as what I sort of teach now.
Yeah.
And I must have liked it enough to pick a course that was similar. But I really liked it.
In terms of what? What do you like about material sciences?
It was just, I don't know, it's interesting, practically interesting.
Yeah.
I liked uni. I like learning. I
Yeah.
like sitting through lectures and that is interesting. So
Okay. You must have had some good lecturers then.
yeah. Again, it's all varied. You get some dudes you can't understand. But some were good. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know why. I just enjoy. I liked going.
So at what point do you end up leaving Caringbah Anglican?
Yeah, so it must have been early 20s.
Okay.
So I think I plodded along with my mates who were either a year or two older through ex-youth or ex-youth guys, and then I guess 18, 19, 20, sort of just hanging out there, sort of going to not youth. There's no youth. It's sort of a late night kind of style, but it was more just a social group.
Oh yeah.
Hanging out there a bit, going to church. But yeah, those guys were, now what I'd look and go, they were pretty fringe, or some of them didn't go to church at all, hardly. So you're hanging out with a group of people that are starting to
disperse
a bit, yeah. And because there's not a lot of other options, I guess I just plodded along going, yeah, hang out with them. But I remember, because I went to Christian Surfers, because I think there's a link for Guy Meir. I'd sort of wanted to go to Christian Surfers, but I didn't know anyone who went there, so I was like, I don't even know where they meet. I don't know anyone.
Yeah.
So I used to surf a lot.
Okay.
All the way through my teenage years. And it wasn't until my mate Garen, who was one of those guys I hung out with my age at St Phil's, he somehow, I don't even know how, went to Gymea, met a couple of the guys, and he was like, oh, they go to Christian Surfers, this guy. That was Tim Baldwin, I think, in those days.
Yeah, okay.
And so I was like, I want to go to Christian Surfers, and I like, just come along. So that got me to Christian Surfers.
Which was what did they do for that? When did you go to Christian Surfers, and like when was it? Sorry,
when it was on a Monday night, like a random night of the week, but
Yeah.
I think it was Monday or Tuesday. I'm pretty sure it was Monday. Just at Cronulla Baps, and again, it was just like what I'd say youth group, Salt Rev.
Oh, okay.
Just mostly guys, even though it wasn't a guy only thing. So it was mostly guys. Tend to be pretty high octane games.
Okay.
They were just fast and hard games.
Yeah.
That was kind of like, this is cool. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
so it was just like youth group games, mini Bible talk, pretty basic because it's aimed at non-Christians.
Yeah.
So, going there through uni. So that was 93, 92, 93, about 94 kind of a era. And I guess because I was going there, I was meeting Tim and a couple of the Gymea guys. So probably would have been Rusty and a couple of others who were going to Gymea. So because it was through my mate Garen, though, because he was hanging out with people from Gymea. Maybe he had a girlfriend. I think he was dating somewhere along the line Tim's sister.
Oh, okay.
So it was just crossover, and then I started going to Gymea a little bit, which was around the time Solies was starting, interestingly enough.
Yeah.
I think it was about 92. I remember going to, is it Bonnieview Street, the garage in the back of Bonnieview. So it wasn't the original Premier Street, because I think that's where Solies started. Is that right?
I think
Premier.
so.
Something about some garage in Premier Street,
Yeah.
Gymea. And then I think the second was where Chris Stevens lives. Is that called Bonnieview, that street? Next to
Possibly.
Gymea?
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, they were in the garage. I remember going to that
Yeah.
garage at the back of the rectory, or the house there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And hanging out a few times, which I think was 92, 93.
Yeah.
Very early day Solies, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was
right.
just hanging around in the garage, basically, at
Yeah.
that point. Yeah.
Hanging out. And
Nothing much has changed.
yeah.
Garage is
But
bigger.
it was really cool, because I was like, wow, there's a heap of people my age.
Yeah.
Whereas at St Phil's, there was only 2 people my age and a couple of girls and guys, or a spattering a year older or a couple of years younger.
Yeah, okay. But was that kind of that, did you feel like it was that transitional moment for not just you finish youth and go to church. Like Solly's was kind of that thing of like, oh, we can still hang out together as Christians outside of going to church. Is that why that was appealing?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was the hanging out with people from Gymea who were solid Christians. And I'm thinking I'm hanging out with people from Caringbah who are not. So we're going to parties and then one of your mates is a footy dude, and then you end up going to mates with these parties with his mates who are footy mates, and you go, these parties are not cool.
Yeah, okay.
So you're sort of going in the wrong direction with following these crew, and then I'm hanging out with Christian Surfers crew, which is really good, really energising, and focus on your Christian walk.
Yeah, right.
And then going to Gymea just made me go, wow, look, there's all these, again, high energy, solid Christian people.
Yeah, right.
So that was that mid-90s was me going, I'm going here more. And I started just gradually going more and more to that Saturday night Solies group.
Oh, okay.
And then eventually going to these parties with my mates, footy dudes who it was just less appealing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I remember there was a point where I was going to both, even on the same night. I don't know if it was a New Year's Eve or whatever it was, a band night up there, and I was going to this party and going, I might go up to the band night. And I remember doing both and just thinking there was a big contrast.
Yeah.
Oh, was that a bit of a fork in the road moment?
You're I feel like
I'm
it
done
was.
with this.
I kind of feel like,
Yeah, okay.
stupid parties where I don't know anyone, and
or people that take care of each other or anything like that.
yeah, they were actually pretty boring in the end. You just go, this is the same thing, just a different place every week.
Right.
Yeah, and random dudes that
You don't even
unpredictable
know.
people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who these guys are.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, and I think that was the turning moment of Saturday night up there is where the action is.
Up at Solly's, you mean?
Yeah.
Yep. That's cool. I've never heard you say that before. That's cool.
Yeah. It was a very slow transition across, I think, but it was in the days, I think Solly's was ramping, snowballing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because it probably was an alternative to those things that you're talking about
Yeah.
in terms of like, well, we can actually just hang out and love each other.
Yeah, for sure.
And it doesn't require alcohol and it doesn't require a number of other things.
Yeah,
So-
that's it. You're going to these band nights and no one's drinking, but there's people a year younger. Well, Tim was my age, but you got people like Brad Ware and Bucko and who are a year younger than me.
Yeah.
And just hyper energy and
Right.
positive
Yeah.
positive vibe, positive
Yeah.
energy. Christian Surfers sort of put me, I guess, back on track with and going there and going, this is encouraging and edifying, not it's like light and darkness for sure.
Yeah, right. Did you continue doing Christian Surfers as well for a while?
Yeah, I think I kept going. I definitely got married and I stopped, but I think it was a year or two after. So I think it was around, maybe it was 2000. Yeah, maybe I went all through the 90s. I think I started leading at Christian Surfers in about 95.
Okay.
Is that all people who... That was good. I had dudes who were 3-4 years older than me, obviously seeing, hey, the new generation's coming through. They must have seen a little bit of he's a Christian and train him up.
Yeah, okay.
That all older dudes training me up to take over their role, I guess, as they step out. Then it's left for you.
Right.
The new guard. I guess it's the same as Sol and Rev, where we had training up leaders to.
Yeah.
Now you're the leaders.
Yeah.
Just before, like you said, you got married, but just before that, when did skateboarding come into the picture for you? Because I know how much you love skating. Because that's related to surfing, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
You did a lot of surfing.
It was more the. Yeah, because skating. I remember going to infant school. For some reason, there were people at infants with skateboards.
Okay.
And so that's what got me into. I remember at Caringbah Infants, actually. I was at Caringbah and they had a skateboard day or something. I remember going, oh, I want one of these. But it was always just hanging out. My street was a dead end cul-de-sac, but it had a pretty fresh bitumen road. And I think people used to come and ride there a bit. Billy carts, skateboards. So it was always just on the street. Little heaps of boys in my street, similar-ish age, and it was always bikes, skateboards.
Yeah.
And I think, through surfing, skateboarding, surfing's kind of a very similar thing. So I used to skate to practice my surfing, I suppose.
Yeah, there's always a natural... That's kind of where skateboarding came from, wasn't it? Like a surfing culture in California. Is that right?
I think so, yeah. But I remember going up to shops because I was just down the road from a set of shops on Portucking Road.
Yep.
And I used to skate up at the shops and the service station, and there was a little, what I'd call a little bitumen wave on the side street where they didn't have a gutter, they just bitumened it up to the grass.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you could surf along the edge and carve along the edge. So that was my thing to do.
Yeah.
And I probably did it more and more as I got older, as I was allowed to just go outside the street. But I remember going to primary school. I have recollections of when the big fat skateboards came in the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, those big wide ones.
Yeah. It must have been about 1980.
Just one kick at the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those massive, when they came in, and there was one guy who I was friends with, he was 20 years ahead of his time, and he had the big professional American boards.
Yeah.
And I remember going, I want one of these. And his neighbour had a bowl in his backyard.
Oh, wow.
And they were older, like grown men kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just teenagers, I don't know. But they'd built a homemade bodgy bowl in the backyard. Like this brick.
Yeah.
Really, Now that I think about it, I wish I had a photo of it. So, it was that era of big fat skateboards were appearing, and this guy was like, and his next door neighbours made boards, and then it got me into the big boards.
Yeah.
And I feel like from there it was, and then I just mainly rode the streets.
Yeah.
Surfing, carving. And then I got to uni, and there was another sort of boom there was another guy I went to uni with in my course who was a similar surfer, skated a bit.
Yeah.
And I'd take my skateboard into uni every now and then, and I'd say, let's go ride around Haymarket during our 3-hour break between lectures and stuff.
Yeah. Is that where you got better at like street skating and stuff?
Yeah, probably. That was probably the era where I think that the twin kick sort of skateboards came in. The nose got bigger and bigger and bigger. Riding in the city, a little bit. And then Vertex was an indoor skate park, opened in...
Oh, yeah. Where was that? Terra Point?
Yeah, Terra Point. Yeah. Probably 95.
It's a good year.
Yeah.
Is that when you were born?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So that was kind of where I started skating a lot. And meeting a guy at Guyme called Derek Rodway, who was...
Derek.
I don't know if you've... Anyway, he's like a high-energy, charismatic dude. And he had a job. He was a sales rep for a Christian book and music company.
Okay.
It's kind of really cool. And he had a company car. And he'd just go, let's go. And he was like, you skate? Oh, I skate.
Right.
Let's go. I'll pick
Let's
you
go
up.
skate with me.
I'll take you to... And he just took me...
Yeah.
He wanted someone to skate with.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Let's go. We're going to Fairfield. We're going to Manly. We're going here. He'd just drive. Because he was a sales rep, so he knew everywhere
Yeah.
through the state. He'd go driving. And he just dragged me along to... Come to the skate park. Come to this skate park. Come to this skate park.
Yes.
Because you still skate now. Like what...
Yeah.
For people that don't understand, what what does that bring for you? Like, what do you like doing it so much?
Yeah, well, I surfed a lot and skating. I definitely in the 95, 96 kind of, probably stopped surfing as much and just skated more because Vertex Indoor Park was on tap, meaning I could go there anytime.
Yeah.
Don't have to get up at 5 a.m. to go for and try and get a good surf. You could just go at 11 o'clock in the morning and go skating and it'll be good.
Yeah.
More predictable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I stopped and partly hanging out at Soli's, staying out late, getting up early's too hardcore for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't do both. I couldn't do it all.
Yeah.
So yeah, started skating, stopped surfing in the late 90s, skating more because it's, I don't know why I did it. It was adrenaline rush. Definitely a challenge.
Yeah. Do you still get that now?
Yeah, it's definitely that. It's definitely takes my mind off things. It's definitely my third space.
Okay. Like it's just a bit of an escape sometimes.
Yeah, I think you're just focused on, well, I am, I've got to do this trick.
Yeah.
I want to learn this or I've got to get better at that. So you're just focused on nothing else except what you're doing.
I think that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand about skateboarding is it's a lot of failure.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's like
more failure than
yeah,
success.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think like most things, but
Yep.
people see like these mad tricks or whatever. They're like they've spent hours and hours and hours practicing that.
Yeah.
And injuring themselves in the process and stuff.
Even the video to do that once, there's 20, 30
The
fails.
tries. Yeah,
And
yeah.
they just show you the one
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's the reward in when you do land stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, okay. Is that where you get the adrenaline rush from, or is it if you do a big set of stairs or something? It's like it's pretty dangerous as well.
Oh, it's a bit of both.
Okay.
But I was never really into big stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I mean a little bit, but that's not my. Definitely not now, that's for sure.
This huge set of stairs.
But it's kind of like surfing's extremely hard to get good and
Is it?
progress at, just because you're at the mercy of the waves and the conditions so much.
Yeah. Okay.
And skating's a little bit easier because it's repeatable.
Yeah. If you just got
Fall and get up and do it again. Fall,
Yeah.
get up and do it again.
you don't have to paddle back out,
No,
all that stuff. Yeah.
compete and
Yeah. You're not. There's a finite amount of waves, and then there's a whole bunch
and
of
then
other
you're
people
competing
out
with
there.
another guy for
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
It's brutal,
Yeah.
ruthless.
Yeah, I've heard that about surfing. It's pretty brutal out when you're out in the water.
Yeah, it's just dog eat dog. Everyone. I mean, occasionally I think you go surfing and there's people who are like, "You have this one, I'll have that one. Go for it," you know.
Yeah.
But usually it's
Get out of my way.
You just get whatever you can and get out of my way. Yeah. So yeah, I think and between snowboarding, which is I think mad easy to progress at.
Okay.
I think skateboarding's in that middle of. It's challenging, but it's not too easy. It's as easy as you want it to be. If you don't want to.
If you don't like falling over,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. But you can go skateboarding and not fall. But I guess
You're probably not going to get better very
no.
quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't mind. I fall a lot. That's for sure.
Yeah.
fall
But I
a
found
lot.
that with music as well, like learning an instrument, learning guitar especially, was something I could just pick up and do. So it's like, unlike, I could do that with a soccer ball, but I wasn't that motivated and I felt like it was way better with other people. Whereas like a skateboard or a guitar, like you could just pick up and just be like, oh, I'm just going to go do that now. And I can do it as long as I want.
Yeah.
And it's up to you kind of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, and I'm similar with guitar where it's like, I can just think about that for a while and check out from whatever else is going on.
Assignment you got to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or whatever you need to, and then kind of check back in.
Yeah.
I think they're not being dependent on other things around as much, like say surfing with the waves or other like more team sport or whatever. it made it a lot easier for
A lot
me
easier, yeah.
to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, even skating, you still got to go somewhere normally, and you go, where am I going to go?
Yeah.
If you don't, if you have to skate with other people, and that
Yeah.
gets limited.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
if you,
But it's also, again, having a friend who's like, we're going to do this.
yeah,
I had
oh,
that
definitely
with
drag
people
you
in
out.
bands and stuff where it's like, oh, we're doing this together, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, and they drag you out to
they
do
drag
stuff.
you. And go, all right,
Yeah, okay.
where is this place? I don't know. All right, I'll go.
Yeah.
But that got me out and about. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah. But it's something you can do on your own. It's kind of, I guess, like yours. It's not a
Yeah.
team.
Well, you're able to progress by yourself.
Yeah, independent
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah.
can take control of your own progression, I suppose. can't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, fully. And I guess, yeah, through the 90s, the skateboarding was at a massive
Yeah,
evolution
it
of
was, wasn't it?
progression. That was constantly, wow, it's new, there's new this, new that.
And then Tony Hawk's Pro Skater came out.
The game. I
Yeah.
actually never played it.
Oh, didn't you?
Oh.
Played it.
That's my childhood.
I think I was
Yeah.
just slightly too old for,
Yeah.
It was early high school came out for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I think it's different.
No, it's,
Yeah.
was that in
I didn't
late
play Guitar
90s?
Hero once I could play guitar, so.
Oh.
Yeah. I never can play computer games.
Yeah.
Summer games, Californian games came out. Like I remember there was a surfing game on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty rubbish. And then I was like, this is ridiculous.
You just do it outside, guys.
Just go do it for real. Yeah, it was kind of like,
So you talked about also getting married, though.
Yep.
So how did you tell us the origin story of you and Fee's relationship?
yeah, that was
Yours and Fee's relationship.
probably 96, I think. That was when they were meeting at St. Tim's,
Oh yeah.
Grace Point. I can't remember the lead up to it. I remember meeting Stu. Come down, we're hanging out in the day
Yeah.
at St. Tim's, and Fiona was there. And I think that was Tim's way of Stu talking about getting. I don't know if that was when Rev was starting or
Yeah.
when leadership, and he was kind of encouraging me to come into leadership down there at Rev.
Mm.
And so that was where the people like Jenny, Fee, Daryl, Barton, Tim, Fee, and I don't know if there was one or two others,
Yeah.
but that was Rev, Grace Point.
Yeah. So Rev was year 9 and 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even recall. Oh, Salt was happening up at Gymea, I think, with Shane. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really know what was going on there but Rev was going gangbusters, and so I got into leadership
Okay.
through under Stewie's guidance,
Mm.
and that's where Fee was leading. And us as a team, so Jenny and we used to just hang out heaps. So not only was Rev getting massive and hanging out, cleaning up at the end, and then going to like Macca's and foodies afterwards. Just, the whole night till 1, 2 a.m. kind of.
Yeah.
Because in one of you had a fan or something that you'd all drive around in?
A van. Oh, Tim had a van.
Okay.
Yeah, probably a little bit. Oh, probably about that time. Yeah, he had a little minivan thing. Yeah, he used to drive up the foodies and sit there.
Foodies is the shop
BP?
at the BP,
BP.
at Gymea, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just called BP or is it called something else? For some reason it was called
It's like Food Plus or something
Food
like
Plus
that.
Or something, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was when they opened up the little mini supermarket or what. But, but they had Slurpees. That's all we were there.
It didn't get swept, yeah.
Okay. So I was just going and hanging out at the
Slurpees and
servo.
hanging out the front,
Yeah.
sitting out the front.
Yep.
Yeah.
After Salt and Rev and
Yeah. So on a Friday night after youth group,
Yep.
go and get Slurpees and hang out.
Yep.
Yep.
Sick.
Traditional youth group debrief.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
all Macca's. So
Do love
now-
a Macca's debrief.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Just kick on back there. So
Yeah, okay.
so yeah, tight knit group, and that's where I met Fee, and yeah, it was through leading, I guess, that we grew to like each other.
We grew to like each other. What was the thing that like really made your eyes light up about Fee then?
This is mid-90s. This is 30 years ago. Yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of energy, a lot of positiveness in us, in our group, and she was very energetic and positive and encouraging.
Yeah, okay. It's interesting you keep talking about things that you like, the energy and positivity, because you said that about Christian Surfers as well, and then with Fee, and then Solies. Why do you think you were looking for that though? Like, why did that appeal to you?
Yeah, I guess all through high school, going to Trinity and out, not so much. There's no...
A bit dour.
Yeah. Just go, do it, do this, do that, done.
Yeah.
Even at St. Phil's in my time, I was a little bit non-energetic, not super... Not that was negative, but not super encouraging. So I guess seeing those Solies and Christian Surfers where people were having fun with so hyper energy, but also godly.
Yeah. Okay.
The godliness value.
Yeah.
I think that can be huge for people who haven't experienced it, meeting a few people who are excited to be a Christian or just like stoked to get to do that and live it out in fun ways, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
Grew up doing Sunday morning church with their parents or something and just have a particular view of what church is, and then you meet some people who are stoked. I think that's like a lot of people. That's their experience meeting Stewie, is like, wow, this person's like really stoked on Jesus and excited about it.
Yeah.
And energized. And I think that's a really huge thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It does. It also it goes against the grain of some things, some assumptions that are made about churches. Just dour. It's just boring. Like
Christians are boring.
It's just an obligation.
Christians are just following rules or whatever.
Yeah. Whereas it almost felt like you became a Christian. You're like, oh, like what's happening now? And then it kind of slowly deflated a little bit because you were like, oh, I want to do more stuff for the gospel and be hanging out with people that are keen to do the same thing, but that wasn't happening to begin with, and then you were able to find that somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was it's probably both. It's probably I wasn't mature enough to be pursuing it where I was.
Yeah.
So it was either I grew in maturity at Solies or through Christian Surfers.
Yeah.
Or is this the opportunity? Yeah, it's hard to know whether I don't think I was mature enough. That's definitely.
Yeah.
I remember leading at Carrying Bar and going, I wasn't pumped on it.
Yeah.
And
so maybe you're looking for people to help you like grow in maturity as well.
Yeah, it's probably both. It was probably the
chicken and the egg.
Probably both.
Chickens and eggs. So what year did you say you got married to Fee?
99.
99. Yeah, cool.
Yep. So that's...
I was are you doing maths? Is that what you're doing?
No, I was just trying to think where we were leading youth was at that time. Oh, we're at the factory.
Ah.
The factory.
I think that's
the
when
original.
the factory opened. I think we were away when the grand opening.
Oh, like on honeymoon?
I think so.
Oh, right.
I may be wrong, but I think that's exactly at the time when we got married was when it was opening. Or
Yeah. Anthony actually referred to that in the last episode.
Anthony.
Yeah.
All right.
He talked about going to the factory.
Right.
And if anyone doesn't know, the factory was this place in Waratah Street in Kirrawee. That it was just, would you describe it as off the chain sometimes?
Yeah, it was mental.
It was a pretty wild place sometimes, wasn't it?
But exciting. There was so much good stuff going on.
Yeah.
So it was the youth venue.
That's right. Sorry, yeah. But the preaching was also just like,
Yeah.
it was hardcore. It was like, we're not holding back on the gospel either.
Yeah.
Because that's where I first started going to youth group. It's a similar thing. It's like, what's going on here?
Yeah. why is it so? Yeah, heaps of people from all different walks coming.
It's not like it was that a special place either, was it?
No, when you think back, you go, it's just. But that's why I think it's the people that make it and
Yeah.
the place. I mean, it was unusual. It had a mini skate ramp. It had a car inside the Mini Cooper. Mini as a sound desk. I don't even remember that. They had They had a mini. I think it was Clarissa Bryant's car. It's like, I don't want it. And they put it in there, and the sound desk was inside the car. And it was in a cafe.
Had the
and
cafe
upstairs,
thing,
and it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I was right. There's food as well. What?
Yeah, it was everything. It was so good.
Yeah, it was. And lots of lounges, of course.
Yeah, less and less as they got burnt. Something didn't. No, it was lots of lounges.
Yeah, it was cool, wasn't it? Cool time.
Yeah.
I mean, you were there for not the opening, but there from the very beginning. But.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. Although I think we weren't doing, that was Rev that was meeting there.
Yeah.
I think that's right. If you mentioned Salt was meeting at the church.
Yeah.
And we only went there on the combined nights, or if Rev was out, we'd go, oh, we'll go to the venue.
Yeah. Yeah, because I started going to Rev at the venue.
Yeah, right.
The venue. What did we just call it? The venue. Very 90s to call it just the venue.
Waratah Street.
So where do we get up to now? So you've gone to... Oh, you said you were away. Where did you go on your honeymoon?
Cook Islands.
Oh, I remember from V's episode, she had a problem with that location though. Well, I can't remember what it was though.
The Aichitaki or Cook Islands?
Oh, I don't know.
The island. So there's the main Rarotonga, and there's a little island. I think that's how you say it. Aichitaki.
Oh, okay. I just remember she had a problem with the honeymoon. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, right. Remembering it or?
No, not remembering. But, yes, there was one issue she had with the honeymoon, but I can't remember what it was. But
Go back and listen to it.
which part?
Part one.
Probably the beach. Was it the beach? Something.
Can't remember. So when do you step into leading, like being coordinators of SALT, which is the Year 7 and 8 group at Gaimee? Because you're currently leading at Rev.
It must have been. We must have been already, because if we were Salt leading, I think we were both coordinating it then. So we were at Rev. I'm just trying to think now, and then I think it was when Tim and Deb got married, and then they were coordinating Rev,
I think. Yeah.
and I think they said, "Hey, why doesn't Fee and Sidey, I think, go to Salt?" And I don't really know what was going on. Yeah, I don't want to say that Soul Revival, whether... Yeah, anyway. I think it was more if we get it in, I don't know, the continuity between Salt Rev, Solies. I don't know if it was there as much before that.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether Salt was there, but not really. I feel like Rev and Solies were too the focus points.
Okay.
From what I remember, I feel like Salt was there, but I don't know if it was. And I think now they were like, no, let's get Salt Rev Solies and the whole interconnectedness of it all.
The pathway.
Yeah, so I vaguely remember going to Gaimee, whatever year that was, to do Salt when the factory was at Waratah Street was kicking off.
Okay.
It must have been going before that. Where was Rev before? Oh, St. Tim's.
I don't know. Was it? I don't know. I didn't go there. We're not that old.
I assume it just went St. Tim's factory, or there may have been a gap, but I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would have been leading at Gaimee Salt on a Friday night when Rev was at the venue.
Yeah, right. So you and Fee led Salt for a very long time.
Yeah, I don't know how long.
Yeah.
Well, you're still leading it when I was there. What's that?
Oh, I was actually there right till 2012.
Yeah. 2008 maybe when
So
I
it would have
started
been-
at
When
Salt.
we left.
2000, 2008 maybe. I think I
Oh.
was in year 7.
Maybe 13, 14 years, something like that.
Yeah. 2012.
Yeah.
I think I was still there.
Yeah, right.
I think I have a feeling that was when Ethan was coming through.
Yeah, he would have been 4 years younger than me. So that would have been 2012.
I feel like that was the year him and his mates,
Yeah.
and that was sort of when we were stopping.
Yeah.
So if it went from 12 to, it would have been 14 years at least. Yeah,
Yeah.
long time.
What do you think? I'd like to hear what you think, like, you love seeing God do through leading Salt for that long.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like that long, but I think it was definitely the continuity between Salt and Rev, and you could see it was leadership building and the youth building, and I guess seeing that people come through as kids
Yeah.
and come out into Solies at 16, 17,
And you'd be hanging out with them there.
and you'd be hanging out there, and then them coming back.
Yep.
And training up leaders, I suppose, was
Yeah.
really cool. But it was the hanging out on Saturday. Yeah, definitely.
Well,
Once I get to Solies, you go, oh, we're hanging out on a Saturday,
Yeah.
and it was
Well, that's what I did, right? I only started going at Rev, but then came up to... Gosh, I can't speak today. Came up to Solies, and then we went back and led at Salt and went all the way through again.
through.
Yeah, it was cool. I agree, like, because I did that with my boys, and they were coming to Solies before we left Gaimir, and that was a really cool thing to see, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That you did it.
even go through it twice, see people come through a second time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I remember that because I think even just skipping to Soul Revival Church, I think Fox was the first person I had from year 6 basically,
yes,
who then is now youth leading.
yeah,
It's really fun
yeah,
to
it's
get to
amazing.
do that.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's definitely fundamentally a good foundation to go through, come through as a leader, and
Yeah.
it's so good to build leaders and
Yeah. So you really like seeing just people develop as leaders and mature, like yours,
Yeah.
like kind of similar to yourself.
well, building up leaders, but that they weren't sort of then disappearing. So they were hanging around. So I think that was really cool, seeing people hang around.
Yeah, and like contribute to the community
Yeah.
continually.
Yeah, long term.
Yeah, long term.
But it's also just making new friends, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. It's really fun.
Apologies for my coughing.
No, because definitely growing up at St Phil's, you have a leader for a few years and they're gone, or
Yeah.
there's definitely no long term. Yeah. Even Christian Surfers somewhat. You have a leader and he's going to step out in a few years and you're going to be it, and you go, okay, cool.
Yeah, but you really like that longevity aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It was pretty cool. It was just cool. I mean, Saturday nights was good fun.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah, there's always something random happening. So
Yeah.
Anything in particular come to mind when you think of Saturday night Solies?
Oh, wow.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like the house at Gaimir next door was, because that was the last place I think
Yeah.
we were.
Yeah.
It's the most prominent, but that's probably because it's most recent.
Yeah. Oh, we call that Soli's house, didn't we?
Foley's house, yeah.
That was after the factory.
Yeah. I mean, that's prominent, but I don't necessarily think that was better than the venue days. I think it's just more recent in my memory.
I think it was just, I might, if you allow me to speak on it, it was just knowing that you would turn up every Saturday night, and it's that longevity thing of knowing same people are going to be there every night, every Saturday night.
Mm.
And you knew we're going to have a meal. We're going to have commitments, and then we're going to have a meal and hang out.
Mm.
And we're just going to hang out until 8:30 when I think it was 8:30, and then there's a talk at 8:30. And then we'll just hang out as late as we want after that. Like that's what it was every time. And you knew you could come and feel safe, and you didn't have to feel like you had to put on anything.
Yeah.
And it was just, and it was all because of like we're all got this commonality of Jesus. But it was, I don't know. I agree with you. Like Soli's house is the most memories of Soli's that I have, because eventually became a leader at Soli's doing that. But yeah, it was, I don't know. It wasn't that great a venue or anything, was it?
No.
It was like you're saying, the people and Jesus made it that, not.
Yeah. They had a cool backyard.
Yeah.
They used to have bin fires in and stuff. So it was, I feel like it was definitely more mature, more structured. I just remember having really awesome talks inside and then just hanging out in the backyard, and whereas I'm sure that was happening at the venue. It just feels too far long ago to remember the fine details.
Yeah. So at some point we need to talk about your reasonable career change, because we didn't talk about what you started doing for work after you finished uni.
Yeah.
You were doing material stuff?
Yeah, I did finish my degree, and then my first sort of job was at, which I think they're still there, Pirelli Cables out at Milperra, Bankstown, in Liverpool. But it was called MM Cables. It was just a cable. They made electrical cables. Big, fat mummers and little stuff. But anyway, it was just in quality control testing lab sort of stuff. That was my first real job. And then I went to a concrete place.
Different material?
Yeah, different material.
Yeah.
The fee would say, "What did you do?" And I said, "I just microwave rocks and made them." And kind of that's what we're doing. We're like, if you talk to people who are in the concrete industry, they want to, apparently moisture is the big, they need to know how much moisture is there.
Right.
They used to dry out the rock aggregate and weigh it, and then, because again, it was like quality control testing R&D lab. So we were just making different concrete testings, testing, experimenting. But that wasn't very exciting. I was like,
Microwaving rocks.
concrete. Yeah. It was only for a year or so there.
Okay.
And then I got a job in the composites. So I'd always had a interest in composites, which is more like what surfboards are made of. Fiberglass, resin. So I remember seeing an ad and going, "Well, you don't see composites at jobs anywhere."
Yeah.
And so that was at Hawker de Havilland, but it was a research group, like a CRC they were called, Cooperative Research Centre, which is a government-funded group that does research in a certain industry, and then to to support the industry. And we happen to be aeronautical industry, a Hawker de Havilland, which was, it's gone now, but it was an aircraft company out at Bankstown Airport. They'd been there since World War One, kind of building aeroplanes, and so I got a job there just as it was research and development, R&D. But it was really cool.
Yeah.
I did that for 9 years. It was sort of really cool, easy. Kind of got a bit boring at the end, going, this is not getting any harder, or there's no career progression.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there was sort of career progression, but it was, if I got a job with Hawker de Havilland, which some people before me had started in my position, and get a job in Hawker de Havilland in aircraft parts manufacturing. But that probably would have led me to go eventually to Melbourne, because later on, Boeing bought Hawker de Havilland, and Boeing had a place in Melbourne called Astor.
Yep.
They bought the two Australian companies in and they just merged them in Melbourne. So in hindsight, it was probably a good thing in a way. I didn't go.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have to go to Melbourne, but if I would have been more tempted to go, my job's disappearing.
Yeah.
I need to go to Melbourne, or you need to go to America and get a job in the aircraft industry in Boeing somewhere.
Right.
So strangely enough, I didn't get a job at Hawker de Havilland because that was when 9/11 stuff happened.
Oh.
Like, right, smack bang. I remember having an interview, and they're going, "Look, the aircraft industry's in a
nosedive.
no more." Yeah, aircraft industry was not
Doing as well.
doing very well right then and there, and
Yeah.
Boeing were like cutting manufacturing. So it was a whole lot, no more.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, oh, bum. But I was kind of bummed at it, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Damn you, terrorists.
damn. But anyway, in hindsight, it's like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's all in hindsight. You look back and go, yeah, no, that was cool that happened, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did that and left there, or didn't get a job there, or lost my job there, or
Yeah, right. But you're a teacher now.
yeah. So I left there 9 years later, jumped ship to another place,
Okay.
which is the ambulance. This was with Evan's dad, Moses.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He was I guess he was one of the big bosses at the emergency transport ambulance manufacturing place out at just next door to Hawker de Havilland, actually.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they fit out the ambulances
Yeah.
and stuff? Yep.
Fit out ambulances and also doing some police vehicles.
Okay.
And so I jumped. I was like, I got to get career-wise, I got to get out of this CRC thing,
Yeah.
which was sort of good because it was on its way down and it dissolved. It's not there, and it's in Melbourne or something. Anyway, I kind of jumped off at kind of a good time.
Yep.
Jumped into that position, which didn't really evolve. So, kind of one of those jobs where they go, "Here's a job," and you go, in hindsight, you look back and go, "Did they really have a job for me, or did they just want me to fill in for?"
Yeah.
Because I'd started, and then my boss, who I was working with, went on holidays for ages. What am I going to do? I don't even know what I'm doing. And he goes, anyway, don't want to
Look busy.
I don't want to. Tried to look busy.
Pick up, put things down.
Yeah.
It was anyway random but interesting.
Yeah.
Again, exposed to another form of engineering, manufacturing. It's kind of cool. Learn new things.
Yeah. You've picked up a lot of stuff along the way, haven't you?
Yeah, in
What
hindsight,
knowledge.
yeah. See, CRC was really hands-on. I was making random stuff, like testing. We need to make a testing thing that does this and does that, and all right, I'll work out how to.
I'll have a go.
I'll have a go, and I'll find out, because Hawker de Havilland had amazing people who could make anything. So you just sort of went around and go, "Hey, I need to do this." And they either helped you or did it for you, or so I learnt heaps of hands-on stuff,
Right.
which all led to all pay out that when I go to teaching, you go, I know how to do this and this and this because of those jobs, those random jobs I had.
Was it a difficult transition from working in places like that to being a teacher?
No. So I hopped probably like 4 or 5 jobs that were all manufacturing in Australia is not going great in those days.
Yeah.
Probably not so much now either.
Yeah.
A lot of jobs, a lot of companies getting bought out or going overseas. And I didn't really have the passion to chase jobs around the world.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just want to travel an hour from where I live. And getting more and more involved in my church ministry. It was kind of like my job kind of was a secondary thing, if that, in a way. It's like,
Yeah, okay.
it wasn't my primary thing, and my church ministry is my secondary thing. It's kind of that way.
How'd you go being a Christian at work at those different places?
Yeah, they were pretty small individual sort of jobs, I suppose. There wasn't a lot of interaction with every one of them. I was kind of like one or two, just working on my own a lot. So it was
Okay.
or sporadically with random people, but never long-term, deep combo kind of jobs, I suppose.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, my original question there was, was it a difficult transition? And you said, like, not so much because you've picked up all those skills.
Yeah.
You could just do them when required and when to show other people.
Yeah. So I liked making stuff. I liked helping people do stuff.
Yeah.
Like you were constantly helping people with their research. So university, the CRC had heaps to do with the universities. You know, the uni's doing the testing, and then that company's doing this, and people are constantly doing R&D testing. And so you're helping people with their projects and project work. So yeah, going and being a youth leader all that time eventually made me think I could become a teacher because I like hanging out with youth. It wasn't an unknown quantity.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I'm totally on their level. And so, I thought I could definitely do that. I honestly didn't go into it thinking, I'm going to be able to teach them how to make stuff. It was more I'm going in to be a teacher. And I knew I could do some, material stuff. So at that point you go into teaching and you go, if I do a dip ed, if I do one more year of uni, because I don't think I can do any more than 1 year of uni, you sort of suss out, what are you going to, you call the uni and go, if I come and do a dip ed, what will you, because they give you your qualification, say you can teach this at the end.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird that the unis dictate that, but they kind of say, we'll give you the approval to teach this, and you sort of ring another uni, and there's only a couple doing TAS teaching now. So you go, and then you ring the other one and you go, what will you give me? And they say something else, and you go, but they're going to, anyway, they're kind of shopping around going, no, I want the engineering, and I want
the
this.
best deal?
And I nearly went to Western Sydney. We were in Penrith though. They were offering an accelerated masters, and I was like, ooh, I could do a masters out there.
Ooh. Accelerated.
Smash you out in 1 year kind of thing, I think.
Yeah.
I can't remember why I didn't do that, but I was working at Smithfield, so it was kind of like I'm halfway to Penrith already. And so this was when I was working with the bin manufacturer.
Sorry, that's
Josh's brother had a company, big bin manufacturer, the huge building site bins and dumpster bins, even the small dumpsters, metal ones. So he had a company that was going big, need production manager, and I said, yeah, I'll help. So I was, I don't know if I want to do this, and he was like, come and do it. And I said, I'm thinking of doing a teaching degree. And he said, anyway, I was at the point of, I think, all right, I'll come and I'll give it a crack. And they're just welders, and I just had to, between him, who he was designing, he was the brains behind it all, and then there was the workers who were low skill, low English level. Safety was like, are you kidding me kind of stuff.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And I was that guy, come from the aeronautical industry where things are pretty tight and...
Right. It'll have to be.
Yeah, it was good. Then going there and going...
Making bins.
This is mental. You know,
These bin
they
guys.
would swear and go home, well, I'm not wearing that.
Oh, like in terms of the safety stuff?
Yeah, like just... Yeah, it was the extreme end of what I'd seen it. And I think that was where I went, this is ridiculous. These guys are 20, 30-year-old men carrying on like children.
Yeah.
Nearly getting into fights with a delivery truck driver over dumb stuff. And, and you're just trying to keep them, oh, please don't go home, chuck a hissy fit and go home. And it was really weird. It was kind of cool. It was all this cool people, young dudes who were going to court because of some brawling they're getting into, and then there's the other dudes. It was random.
Yeah, right. Wow.
That sort of all triggered me to go, you know what? No, I'm still doing my teaching degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's what made me go and say, hey, I'm going to go do my dip ed. And can you let me do it around work?
Huh.
And so he was super gracious and saying, yeah, because I could get into the Catholic uni at Strathfield.
Okay.
Which is only 10 minutes down the road, really.
Yeah, nice.
So I managed to work and study. I didn't have to quit because I couldn't stop working to study, really.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool, though.
So I managed to do both.
But not the masters, just the dip ed.
No, I just did the dip ed. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah, just the 1 year.
Just did 1 year. Become a teacher in 2010.
Huh.
2010.
Yep.
I think I studied. Came out 2011. Said goodbye to the engineering and then just got a straight up, boom, 6 month block at Leichhardt school.
Yeah, right.
Straight into it.
You've been a teacher ever since?
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It's pretty easy transition. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like I didn't do much that year.
Yeah.
Like you're in a school. It was only a 7 to 10. It was a middle school.
Yeah.
What do they call it?
Yeah.
Secondary college.
Just got to make sure they don't, same as the welders, make sure they don't go home.
It was
So they don't abuse a delivery driver.
Low bar. Yeah, it was kind of like
fights.
Yeah, don't get in any fights and you're good
well,
to
that's
go.
what you can sort of you can understand kids doing that, but when the adults are having a tantrum and going home,
Yeah.
or getting into fights, or
With the
I'm not
delivery
wearing the
driver.
stupid safety stuff,
Yeah.
like kind of make me kind of.
Make
And you
me.
go, this is like school stuff. This is not adult stuff. Shouldn't be. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, going to school was kind of easy. It was easy.
Hmm.
It was an easy transition that year anyway. Casual
those-
teaching was
After
easy.
those crazies.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It was fun and easy. And then getting a job at Innerborough was like a blessing. A year later, just going, hey, you want this engineering studies role? I go, yeah.
I'll take
So it
that.
was, God's timing was amazing, really.
Yeah, right. That's cool.
Yeah.
Can I ask you about just the moving from Gaimir to Soul Revival
Oh, yeah.
and the in between?
That was 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fee spoke on it in her podcast, but I'd like to get your perspective on it.
Mm.
Obviously, you were married to someone who was on staff at Gaimir, and the things changed there.
Mm.
You were kind of in the background. Obviously, you're in a leadership position in Seoul. But
Yep.
what were you thinking in terms of departing Gaimir and looking at what you should do next?
Yeah. It's kind of weird. That was, I think, 2012-ish.
2011, I think maybe.
It may have, but it may have unfolded through early 2012.
Maybe, yeah.
'Cause I remember starting this new job and going, I'm not going to that church. Anyway.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what was going on other than the announcements.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I just remember being unsure what's happening. But yeah, confident that it was the right thing.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I knew enough. I know a lot was hush hush, and we're not allowed to talk about it. But I don't know. Didn't know what was definitely happening next.
Yeah. Because you visited a number of other churches. Right?
Yeah. So I don't know if that was 2012 or 2013. Yeah, anyway, it was kind of weird. I remember being there in 2012 and that was the last year, I think, of the leading Salt. I think, I can't remember who else was leading at that time. But I remember thinking, I'm not going to lead. I think I was going to other churches. And that's why I thought, I shouldn't be leading here if I'm not going to be going to church here.
Yeah.
Definitely got to hand it over. And so, yeah, we probably were visiting. I don't think I visited a lot of churches, but we definitely ended up Kirk Place at Cogra.
Yeah.
Definitely visited there. Went, it was good. We were there for a year or two, I feel like.
Yep.
So, yeah, we were there. Fee and I at least were going there consistently for a year or two.
Mm.
And that's probably when Solly's church was greenhousing. So all the time while that was starting to have its birth, or whatever you were going to say, we were at Kirk Place.
Yeah.
So we were doing Kirk Place.
Yeah.
And sort of greenhousing there. And we didn't leave Kirk Place until, I think, it was a little bit more on its feet, I suppose. Or a little bit sure that this is happening.
Yeah.
All right, this church is going to go ahead. All right, we're not going to be at Kirk Place for long term, so we may as well.
How hard was it for you to give Salt away? In a sense, like it's not yours, but...
Yeah, to walk away from...
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hard. I was teaching... I don't know whether teaching... It's hard to know why. Whether teaching sucked the life out of me at that point, or... I don't feel it being really hard. And I don't know if that's because I was teaching and that was really hard teaching at my new job. Being full-time, teaching year 12 straight away.
Yeah.
At a school where they take it pretty seriously. So it was pretty full on, and that was kind of like, it wasn't cruisy easy.
Yep.
So I don't know if I was like, I need to focus on this.
Just
my
a bit
job
distracted.
now.
Yep.
But it was probably a bit of both. It's probably that and seeing the soul revival structure unfolding or dismantling at Guyme.
Yeah. Something you've been part of for a very long time.
Yeah.
As well, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it feels sad to hand it over, but in a way I was like, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could stay there long term. I don't know if that was necessarily something I was thinking of. I could stay long term, and I just remember thinking I can't stay here under that without Sorrow Revival.
Yeah.
Under that leadership.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, but yeah, leaving behind the youth, as you say, it would have been Ethan and that going,
Yeah.
There were leaders there. There were definitely leaders. All the leaders below me were still there, so I was kind of confident. I wasn't leaving him in the lurch.
To leave my boys hard. One of the hardest things I ever did in my life, I reckon.
Yeah. I can't remember what the leaders, those leaders in those days. So I don't know if it was like Justin and Luke Riley or that sort of age.
I can't remember.
I feel like they were the leaders of the group at that point.
Just
very capable people.
But yeah.
So I was like, these guys are solid.
Yeah, very capable.
I'm just stepping out. I'm not instrumental in Salt in any. Salt was sort of running, and that's why Salt and Rev, it wasn't just like one man band. It was
the team.
You got a team of very capable people.
Yeah.
one person stepping out doesn't have a big impact when you've got a team of capable people.
Yeah.
And so in a way it wasn't too hard.
Okay.
Yeah. Weird. Getting out of Gaimea was like, hadn't grown up there, so I wasn't as tied to it like Fee as this is my home church.
Yep.
But still having been there since 15, nearly 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a weird time, but unsure times because we didn't know where we were going or what we we're going to do. But I guess over the next year or two, things sort of went, oh no, this is Soul Revival Church is going to happen.
Just Brandon, before I kind of making our way towards the end of the podcast, but do you have anything to ask before I ask the final question?
Ooh. I guess to try and kind of put a bow on what we've been talking about. How was it stepping back into Soul Revival Church once it had planted? Like, what made you want to even come back into that?
Come back, yeah. Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird time. I guess you had a weird bitter taste in your mouth from a church system. But I knew Soul Revival had full trust in Stu and Matt and Adam and everyone behind it. And you go to another church and it was good, but it didn't feel like home, you know. And I knew, having grown up with Soul Revival, and that's sort of my home. So starting there was natural. It was good. It was natural. Because the 20 or 30 people that were there were all good friends. So it was like, this is where we need to be. So it was kind of easy coming, you know, and this is it. This is comfortable. I know these people, and I know their heart is good, and I know Soul Revival is an awesome church. What would you call it?
A ministry.
Yeah, ministry, or the its ethos and its what it's trying to do is legit. Yeah, so I guess it's known quantity. I know it's the right thing. Once you go, this is going to happen. It's like, oh, I'm back.
Yeah, okay.
Going back.
Yeah, I was glad when you guys came back.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it was just that unknown time, so never knew what was going to happen. It's not like we left Gaimea going, it's going to be Soul Revival Church. It was like, don't know what's going to happen. That's why we sort of planted it, put our feet down at Kirk Place and said, well, at least there's good teaching going on here.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, coming back to Pack, that was pretty awesome, coming back to Pack.
Yeah, coming to back.
Pack Church, yeah. It was cool.
Well, we've looked over a lot of things across your life. I'm glad that you came to record the podcast. The final question.
Yep.
As you look back over those things in your life, you know, growing up in, it was even cool. We went back to your parents' story of how they got together, and what your real name is, but also like how, like, I really liked hearing about how, maybe it's because I haven't heard it before from you, but how like you were looking for that more energetic, like, Christian presence and something to do together as Christians. I thought that was really cool. And then we heard about your union career and all that stuff. What would you wish you could tell your younger Christian self from what you know now?
Yeah. I guess as a teenager, well, definitely school's not everything. School's kind of like, I know it's everything as a young fella because you don't know anything better. But I think it's just surrounding yourself with role models and solid people around you. Yeah.
Yeah, because you talked about the maturity part before.
Yeah. So I was definitely not a mature person for my age, but hanging out with people who were equally immature, I suppose, is not a great thing. So it depends who you hang out with, I guess.
Yep.
Who are you hanging out with? Are they leading you in the right direction or just a direction?
Yeah, okay.
Which it's hard to know where that's going to lead, but seeing people at Gymea, I thought it's super important to have solid Christian people around you. Yeah, even people who you don't know that well or younger. Yeah, these people are solid and excited. It's better to have those people around you than people who you're familiar with but may not be a good encouragement to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just thinking, growing up through Solies has been, and having solid Christians around me was a good thing. Yeah, I think it's super important.
Yep. I think that's a good thing to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously like something that we think is important. We talked about how you were leading Salt and how seeing people grow up through that and then coming back doing the same thing, doing exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Of modelling Christian maturity to them. I think that's really
Yeah.
But I think you've done that for me as well. Like I was in a Bible study that you and Fee led for a long time.
Yeah.
Similar thing. Like you were there every.
The Darbells?
Yeah.
Oh,
at Adam and
yeah.
Joe's place.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were there every week.
Yeah.
That consistency that you've
Yeah, I
been
was
talking
definitely
about.
there.
You were there every week, and I remember having lots of good chats with you, and we'd split up to guys and girls. So I think you've been doing that, is what I'm trying to say. And you still continue to do that. You guys, well, we haven't even talked about Cronulla, or Woolworths / Cronulla, but you guys have done that. You're also there every Saturday night, and I really appreciate your presence in our community, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
It's amazing how when you think back and you go, you guys, I don't know, people who are 5 or 10 years younger than you are going to be close friends, in 10, 20 years' time.
Yeah.
And you go, it's unfathomable as a child. You've only got a friend either 1 year above or 1 year below, and that's extreme.
Yeah, yeah.
And now you go, I've got people that are 10 years older and 20 years younger. And you go, you just can't imagine that as a young fella, can you?
That's right. Any final words, Braden?
Yeah, I think I totally agree with what you were saying, Joel, and just the consistency of, I know that you're there every week and you're willing to hang out with people and you're always chatting to everyone who's there. It's awesome. It's weird when you're there on a Saturday night and you're like, where are Fee and Sidey?
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Like, and I think especially having you guys at late night as well, you're just so keen to just hang out and have a chat with whoever's there. Like, it doesn't matter what we're doing or who's there. I think that consistency is, it's huge. It's the same thing you said about Saturday night solies when you were like going to other things with footy mates or whatever, and then coming back, it was like, oh, I know that these people are here and they're solid and they want to hang out and they love Jesus. I think it's just so huge. Yeah, you're a massive part of late night, of Cronulla, of
the Soul Revival fabric.
Exactly. Exactly. So it's just so epic to get to hang out.
Thanks for coming on, Sidey.
No worries.
It's been cool. Thank you to everyone listening or watching as well. Thank you to Braden, of course.
Thank you to Joel.
Yes, thank you to that guy. We always finish with one way though, Sidey. So let's do that. And thanks to everyone listening. Like I said, by the way.